Here we go. Barsic 342. Let's play knight f6. Looks like we're headed for a Nimzo. Yeah, Nimzo-Indian. See what variety we get. Queen there. So it's kind of similar to the classical, but the queen is on d3 instead of c2. Less pressure on the c file. More support in the center. Particularly has support for e4. Oh, no, you would have that support anyway. I'm going to play as I usually do with the pawn to c5. I still think it's good to take there in the case when he's not supporting it with the pawn. So if he has to take back with a piece, it'll leave him with a slight hole in his structure there in the center. Looks like he believes in being creative, though. It's a novel move right in the opening. Maybe interesting to look at that in the postmortem. To see if there's a standard line. I don't see any immediate way to harass it. Yeah, he went there with e3 anyway. Okay, so let's castle now. Kick the bishop. Yeah, so take while he... Well, I think taking is better than retreating in this case. He can still take with the queen. Or with the pawn. And I'll go with my usual setup, the Huebner setup. Knight c6, pawn to e5 to open up a line for the bishop, and then the knight can come over to the queen side. It's pretty good. Pretty solid for black. I like that better than the other way of playing. You can also play with b6 and bishop to a6, and then knight to a5 and try and win the c-pawn. But it always seemed to me that you're kind of putting your pieces on the wrong side of the board. If white gets some big attack going over here, it could be very dangerous. He may be thinking of an attack. He might be thinking of bishop back to d1 and then out to c2. Coming over that way. You know, I could have thought a little bit harder here when he pushed. I could have thought about playing e5 because it hits the queen. So he doesn't have time to take my knight. He moves the queen, I take his knight. He takes my knight. I take the bishop. But now he got in. Now he has e4 in, so that's no longer possible. Yeah, I might have missed a chance there. Anyway, knight to getting a knight to f5 should be okay as well. So if I play knight h5 here to play knight f4, he can take here. I take back, hitting his queen, and then save my knight. Yeah, he can't take there. So it looks like I can get this move in. I was playing some Blitz earlier today, and I may be just moving too fast, missing opportunities like that e4 push. So he just stepped his queen out of the way. So which knight to put here? Maybe it doesn't matter. Maybe I'm going to actually just take off this light squared bishop. if he starts harassing it. The bishop has nowhere. I'm wrong. The bishop can retreat here. This knight has nowhere to go except back. Okay, let's push the pawn forward. I'm kind of hoping he won't push my knight back. If he plays g3 and I go back here, then he really does have knight takes. Knight takes e5. I think he has that. But maybe I can take here. No. Well, maybe. If he takes the knight, I take back and defend my knight. If he takes with the queen, I get the bishop here. Yeah, I did play that. If I take here first, and he takes the knight, I take the knight. So I take here, say queen takes, bishop here, queen goes back here. I always have knight to this square, don't I? Let's throw this in first. Yeah, maybe that was my out. The knight goes back here to here. Oh, no, he can still take it because he's got bishop and knight on that square. Well, I can play a few moves here anyway that come with tempo. And I can play knight h3 check and just leave the knight there. Try and rescue it, maybe with a move like h6 to give it a landing square. Okay, so yeah, finally the knight has to move. Now, can I do something clever here, like push the pawn forward, hitting his knight? The knight will go here. I can take it off and bring my queen in. So the knight does want to go there, and here is covered. If he goes here, I can trade my knight off. So he goes back here or here. I'm not sure. It's I want to bring a rook over, so let's start with this move. Be nice if I got my queen on the g file, then I could play knight here with the check. Oh, he just wants to trade. Okay. That's all right then. That gets my knight out of trouble with no particular problems for me that I see. And I have this e-pawn that I can use, I think. Can chase his queen away with h6. He's got squares he can go to. I can't actually chase it away. So he just pins my knight. So if I attack the queen now, the queen will have to go to some square where it's not attacking the knight. And my queen and bishop are defending the knight, so can't just take it. Looks like he has to go back to D, or E3, or D2. You might throw in the exchange first. I guess there's no harm in that. He did. So I've got the check here. No, I don't have the check there. Sorry, I had it earlier. Bishop here would maybe threaten a check here. I don't know how much of a threat that is, but it'd be nice to sink a bishop on that F3 square. We have opposite colored bishops, so I should attack on the light squares with everything I've got. Throw that in, and then protect over here. I don't want him getting his rook in here and distracting me. So queen here to here, or here to here. Queen F5 hits the rook and threatens queen to H3. That's the way to go here. And I can still play that. I was going to say, maybe I could have played that on the previous move as well. A loose rook. Even deep in your own camp, a loose piece can sometimes be a recipe for disaster. He resigned. Okay, well, that was a nice game. I'm going to upload this one. And see you guys later. We'll check that out in the postmortem. Bye.